Borobudur Magelang, and on behalf of the Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia, I would like to thank you and welcome you at the press conference of the 29th ASEAN Economic Ministers Retreat, 22nd of March 2023. And we are very honored to have the privilege to finally convene a physical meeting after a series of virtual meetings as a consequence of the COVID-19 pandemic. And this afternoon, we have just concluded our 29th ASEAN Economic Ministers Retreat. And now I would like to welcome the Ministry of Trade of the Republic of Indonesia for the remarks.
His Excellency Kau Kim Hum, Secretary General of ASEAN, distinguished member of the media, ladies and gentlemen. Ministry of Trade held of the 29th ASEAN Economic Minister Retreat meeting in Magelang to promote culture, Indonesian food, and small-medium enterprises in Magelang into global. We also organized preparatory SIOM meeting, welcome reception at Enam Langit by Pelataran, and gala dinner at Margo Utomo Borobudur Temple. Today, Timor-Leste as 11th member of ASEAN attended this meeting as observer. Five, outcome of the 29th ASEAN Economic Minister Retreat. A, Minister agreed to support priorities and its legacy program from ASEAN Business Advisory Council. B, Minister endorsed 7 Indonesia's priority economic deliverables for 2023 under purview ASEAN economic ministers. C, ministers endorsed annual priorities for 2023. D, minister tasked the A3 Trade Negotiation Committee to intensify the negotiation and report the progress to 37th APTA Council in August 2023. Ministers urged officials to expedite the DIFA study for timely adoption at the 55th ASEAN Economic Minister in August. F, Minister tasked RCEP Joint Committee to resolve of funding mechanism for the RCEP support unit in the ASEAN Secretariat Jakarta. 6, next ASEAN Economic Minister meeting will be held on 17 until 22 August 2023 in Semarang. 7, His Excellency Kau Kim Hum, Secretary General of ASEAN, you may take the floor. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Excellency Minister Hassan, for your comprehensive briefing on the key outcomes of the 29th ASEAN Economic Ministers Retreat here in Magelang. I'd like to inform that the ASEAN's economy has strongly recovered from the impact of the pandemic, with the economy expected to grow by 5.5% in 2022 and by 4.7% in 2023. I wish to further inform that ASEAN's trade reached $3.4 trillion in 2021, an increase of around 25% from the previous year, while the foreign direct investment inflow reached $174 billion in 2021, an increase of around 42% from the previous year. ASEAN's trade and investment performance has exceeded the pre-pandemic level. Against the backdrop of robust recovery and growth I wish to underscore that the AAM during the retreat also discussed many strategic measures that will catalyze the region's transition towards digitalization and sustainability, while simultaneously reinforce the existing pillars of economic integration that will define our success in the 21st century. Together, the ministers agree on the importance of embracing a transformative mindset that will enable us to build a future that is robust, resilient, inclusive, and truly forward-looking. On the ASEAN economic integration, I wish to share that the meeting endorsed the 16 priority economic deliverables under Indonesia chairmanship, which have been categorized into 3 strategic thrusts, focusing on recovery and rebuilding, digital economy, and sustainability. I wish to commend Indonesia, especially Minister Hassan, for introducing priority economic deliverables which are forward-looking and will pave the way for strong regional economic integration. In this regard, I wish to highlight that these priority economic deliverables, if fully implemented, could significantly contribute to the deepening of ASEAN economic integration, as well as to the region's post-pandemic recovery. I wish to note that the meeting also discussed the aspiration and the strategic steps to harness the potentials of intra-ASEAN trade and investment in order to ensure that the region has a more resilient growth to strengthen ASEAN's position as a single market and production base. I underscore that ASEAN is currently pursuing several key initiatives to deepen its economic integration, include the following. First, to upgrade the ASEAN Trade in Goods Agreement, ATIGA, to ensure it remains relevant, modern, forward-looking, and more responsive to regional and global developments. Second, to prepare for a high-quality ASEAN Digital Economy Framework, DIFA, which will set a resilient foundation for ASEAN to be a leading digital economy where the seamless and secure flow of goods, services, and data is underpinned by enabling rules, regulations, infrastructure, and talents. Third, to implement the ASEAN Framework for Circular Economy for AEC and the development of ASEAN Carbon Neutrality Strategy to complement the ASEAN member states' efforts to transition toward resilient and resource-efficient economies. Fourth, to build a robust framework for industrial cooperation projects in the region through the development of the ASEAN industrial project-based initiatives in order to enhance resilient supply chains that leverage the potential mineral and technology resources. With regard to the post-2025 vision, I wish to inform that the meeting also exchanged views on the ongoing work to develop the post-2025 vision. In this regard, I wish to underline that in developing its post-2025 vision for AEC pillar, the importance to unlock ASEAN potentials with considerations to, among others, address regional connectivity and ensure ASEAN integration to the global value chain. I also wish to emphasize that in the development of the post-2025 vision, ASEAN will ensure a comprehensive, participatory, inclusive, holistic approach and include greater engagement and consultations with its stakeholders. On the issue of global ASEAN, I wish to note that the meeting also had strategic discussion on ASEAN's economic relations with its external partners, as ASEAN is now embarking on a number of reviews, upgrades, and new FTA negotiations. At the same time, I wish to highlight that in the multiple FTA negotiations and engagement with the dialogue partners, it is imperative to ensure the ASEAN to ensure ASEAN centrality and the role of ASEAN as one of the key players in the emerging regional architecture. As mentioned by Excellency Minister Hassan, we wish to reaffirm the ASEAN's commitment to implement the OSEP, the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership Agreement, including establishing the OSEP support unit to ensure that OSEP parties would have the institutional support to carry out the work to implement the OSEP agreement. With regard to Timor-Leste accession to ASEAN, I wish to share that ASEAN is working intensively to support Timor-Leste to become the 11th member of ASEAN. In this regard, I wish to inform that the meeting welcomed the participation of His Excellency Jose Lucas Docamo Da Silva, Minister of Tourism, Trade and Industry of Timor-Leste, as an observer. I also want to inform that pursuant to the leader's mandate to formalize an objective criteria-based roadmap for Timor-Leste full membership, the ASEAN is currently developing the roadmap in coordination with the other community pillars, which will be submitted to the 42nd ASEAN Summit in May of this year. Finally, I want to share that the ASEAN is also preparing a list of capacity building activities and programs to support Timor-Leste for its eventual accession to ASEAN. With that, thank you, Excellency Minister.
Saudara-saudara, saya terima kasih Wamen, Pak Jatmiko dan tim. Alhamdulillah Kementerian Perdagangan sukses besar melaksanakan ASEAN Economic Ministerial Meeting Retreat di sini. Ya, yang sudah saya sampaikan hasil-hasilnya tadi, tentu semua tadi bukti bahwa mendukung sepenuhnya keketuaan ASEAN, keketuaan Indonesia di ASEAN pada tahun ini. Saya kira demikian. Nanti kalau kurang lengkap, ada di sini lengkap apa-apa yang kami sudah sepakati tadi. Terima kasih kawan-kawan, ramai sekali ikut meliput agenda ini, tolong diramaikan. Terima kasih. Bulan Agustus, sampai jumpa bulan Agustus nanti di Semarang. Terima kasih. Selamat sore, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.